is I, IARESMART, and welcome to Reading Comments. The best series. Look, I know this one isn't for everyone, but for the people who like it, I know you guys really enjoy it. So I love doing these. I get to read comments, just pick out someone. So, July, it was indeed Stormtrooper month. It was a pretty great month, I gotta say. A lot of good movies this month. We had Indiana Jones. Not as great as I would have hoped, but it was still pretty good. Then obviously we had Barbenheimer. That was amazing. Anyway, check this out, guys. I made the Trinity test because I know Lego will never make this a real set. So anyway, we got Oppenheimer. We got I think Ken fell over. Yeah, Ken fell over. It's fine. So we got Barbie and Ken there. We got a nuke. So yeah, I made the bomb. Anyway, I thought that was kind of cool because unfortunately Lego's probably never gonna make an Oppenheimer set. And they'll probably never make a Barbie set. So I did it myself. Anyway, it's time to actually read comments now. I'm going, and I have a feeling it's going to be a big flop, but I'm still hoping it'll be a good final movie to the series. I really want it to be great. Yeah, so Indiana Jones, right? Apparently it was a big flop, which does suck, and means very bad things for Disney going forward. So I'm a bit worried about that, but just in general, like, I'm okay with the movie we got. It definitely could have been better. Like, as I've had more time to think about it, I'm really just like, it was just okay, which just sucks. Because I really do love the Indiana Jones franchise, but I don't think there was ever much faith in it from a lot of people. Like, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot more I could say about it, but it sucks that it did flop. It was an okay movie. People are going to make it out to be, oh, it was all woke, and that's why it's so bad, and that ruined everything. Like, that's not what happened. It's just, I don't think there was much hype for it. Because I think the Indiana Jones fanbase just isn't what it was, you know? It's, like it was big in the 80s, right? And then they tried to bring it back in 2000s. That didn't really work, and so now it's kind of just like, I mean, there's people like me who grew up with it because I was just introduced to it when I was a kid, but there aren't many people like me, and I recognize that. So I understand why it didn't do very well, which just sucks. But it is great, you know. On the other hand, we have Barbie and Oppenheimer, which did really well. So hopefully more movies like that will do well in the future. Ahsoka's first outfit is definitely weird. Fully agree with you on that one, but otherwise stuff like Slave Leia and Padme don't necessarily have to be bad because the characters are still treated with respect, and their appearance is not the purpose in the movies. Leia killing Jabba with the change put her as a really empowering moment, and I look at it from a female perspective, and at least for me, especially Padme has always been an example that you can look feminine and dress nicely, but still be really cool. Ayla's outfit is a bit unnecessary, I guess, but at least she's an exception. Most other female Jedi don't wear clothes like that. But I see your point, though, and I'm really happy that Darth Talon never made it to canon. Yeah, Darth Talon. I forgot to mention that in that video, but yeah, it's just like, why? Like that really was just, and that wasn't even George Lucas. I mean, he was a big fan of the character, but he didn't create her, and it was just, I don't know, it was this whole thing. I'm pretty sure I've talked about Darth Talon enough. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I still think that was a pretty good video. I probably could have made a few of my points a bit better, and I'm still not entirely sure on everything I said, but I think it was a good video, just talking about a problem I've had with Star Wars for a while. Gotta say, I really like the way you approach that topic. I know it might be strange, but in my experience, people who take the context and purpose for which something is created are rare nowadays. Thank you. I do try and make my opinions good. I don't know how to say that. I distinctly remember watching Star Wars and Clone Wars and being irritated because Ahsoka wore little. Like other Jedi made a fuzz about Anakin wearing black, but they somehow allowed that to happen. Anyway, I like the newer Clone Wars designs way better, but dang, Leia's outfit is iconic. I have seen it somewhere before I knew who Darth Vader was, and I was like, what? Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that just kind of sums it up. It's just, it is weird. Some of those designs are just really weird. I mean, obviously, of course, Slave Leia is iconic. I talked about that in the video. I recognize that. Still a little weird. It's not as weird as Ahsoka, but still. So there was just a lot of stuff, and I wanted to hit on that topic especially. I wanted to hit a broad range of stuff in that video, rather than just complain about Ahsoka's design. There were a few other things I wanted to touch on. Man, I hate it when my army transforms into a different army for an entire month, every year, and paint all over their pristine white armor, too. That's like if I randomly transform from a background character into a devious villain every September, what? Anyway, and company logos, too, I guess. Yeah, I made a joke about Pride Month because, well, Pride Month ended a month ago, so it's just a funny thing. All the companies are like, we support Pride, and then they don't. Like, it's just for 1 month a year, they're like, hey, here's some rainbow stuff, buy our products, and that's literally it, so. But yeah, I made a meme about it, because I was thinking, like, you know, all the clones, they have all those brightly colored armors, and then Stormtroopers just have, like, plain armor. They just go from all those bright colors to no colors. I'm like, oh, that's kind of like this thing. Association, brain, and then I made a meme. Okay, that's how I think, guys. Then we got some comments saying, happy Stormtrooper month. Yes, thank you, guys. Stormtrooper month was a thing I started, like, a year ago, I think. Just because, like, on my calendar, there was a picture of a Stormtrooper for July. So I'm like, you know what? June's Pride Month. Why can't July be Stormtrooper Month? That logic follows, I think. So anyway, it's Stormtrooper Month. What does it mean? I don't know. Let's just celebrate Stormtroopers because they're cool, and I think we should celebrate Stormtroopers more. I'm totally not biased. Star Wars sucks. Honestly, yeah, I agree with this guy. Totally, 100%. I agree with this guy. I'm really glad this video clicked on a video with Star Wars stuff just to leave a comment that says he doesn't like Star Wars. Honestly, I resonate with that. Honestly, that's cool. Yeah, good for you, man. Thank you for leaving that comment. Happy Stormtrooper Month. When's Clone Trooper Month? I think you mean Clone Trooper. But no, there is no Clone Trooper Month because clones are stupid. Alright, I'm so freaking sick of clone fans being like, oh, clones are way better than Stormtroopers. They aim way better than Stormtroopers. Don't you know clones are better than Stormtroopers? Dude, a freaking 10-year-old that's been genetically, like, mutated and manipulated by the Kaminoans. You're gonna tell me that's better than a Stormtrooper, right? Stormtroopers, we work for it, alright? We're not all, like, some perfect, messed up, crazy science experiment, alright? We work hard, alright? Sure, we're not perfect all the time, but we're better because we're actually like hard-working men and women of the Empire, alright? We give our lives to support you, alright? The clones, they're basically slaves. That's messed up. You know what's not messed up? It's joining the Empire. Sign up, recruit. Become a soldier, become in the Empire, alright? It's the best thing you can do, alright? We work hard. Clones are just slaves. Stormtroopers are better. I will die on this hill. Stormtroopers are better than clones, 100%. People only like clones because they grew up with them when they were a kid. Clones are awful. They're a terrible idea. It's a terrible idea to have a clone army. Stormtroopers are better. Have you ever played Republic Commando? If not, we'll do a playthrough on the channel. Yeah, I have done a video on it once before. That was on my old laptop though, and I mean that was. Well, I've had this computer for like a year, so it's been a while. I probably could play it again. I actually did play. I've been playing through it like last couple months. I like picked it up again, and started playing through it. It's a cool game. I haven't beaten it, but I don't know. I could do a video on it again. It's a cool game. Yeah, it's got really weird controls though, so I don't know. And I mean, again, I know I just went on this whole tangent about clones, but still, Republic Commando is a cool game. Don't get me wrong. It's surprisingly difficult though. Like you wouldn't suspect that like random Trandoshan dudes with knives running at you would be difficult, but like when there's a ton of them, it really overwhelms you. And it's really annoying. But it's a cool game. Long live Darth Vius. Yes, dude, I actually love this name. It's really growing on me. I don't remember who originally said I'm Darth Obvious in that comment, but I love it. I love that this is my name, though. Darth Vius. It sounds so good, and it's such a good Sith name. Seriously, thank you so much. Mr. Smart denies being a god. Our God is humble. We must praise him higher. No, gosh dang it, guys. No, like, please don't deify me. All right, like, I'm gonna get accused of starting a cult now. It's not a cult. It's not a cult. Stop worshiping me. Gosh dang it. Darth Vius, you will always be known as IR Sparkle Princess to me. I don't even remember what that's from. It was, I know it's an older video of mine. I can't remember what context I said that. It was something I said in a video, and then everyone was like, oh, IR Sparkle Princess. I don't remember what it was, though. Jeez. I mean, it's kind of cool. Like, I guess I've been around on YouTube so long, I don't even remember some of my older videos. I don't even remember where some of this stuff comes from. So, honestly, thanks to those of you who have just been around for years watching my content. It's really inspiring to see that you guys are still here, still commenting. That's why I love doing this, because, like, I've been doing this reading comments thing for years. You guys have been commenting for years. That's crazy. Like, time just, like, flies by. So, yeah. Existentialism for you, haha. Now you're thinking about time. Now you're thinking about how time is ever present. It's always passing. You can never stop it. Haha. You have those intrusive thoughts now. Haha. Henceforth, IARESMART shall be known as Darth Vius. Yeah, Darth. It rolls off the tongue. It sounds so good. It makes so much sense. It's the best Sith name. It's such a good name. The only good thing about Episode 9 was it made me realize how good 7 and 8 were. Honestly, yeah. Like, it wasn't, like, I remember when Episode 7 came out, I was like, this is okay. Then when Episode 8 came out, I just kind of went along with everyone else hating on it. Then when Episode 9 came out, I was like, I kind of want to like this. Let's see if it's any good. I'm like, and then I saw everyone hating. I'm like, all right, fine. But then I really did start to notice, yeah, 7 and 8 are pretty good. So, yeah, props to Episode 9. Because it's kind of weird. You say you're a sequel fan, and like that's what I do. And then people are like, oh, you like this, you like this, you like this. It's like, no, I didn't say that. Stop making assumptions, all right? I like some of Episode 8. I think Episode 7 is a pretty good movie, and I think 9 is a terrible movie, but it has its moments. It has some stuff I like in it. Whereas I think 8 is a pretty overall good movie that gets too much hate with a lot of problems. So, yeah, there you go. Those are my sequel opinions. So I still will say I'm a sequel fan because I'm a Star Wars fan and I like watching the sequels too. But still, like you say you're a sequel fan, people are like, oh, you like this? You like this? Well, how do you like this? Don't you know this is bad? It's like, can I talk? Can I say my thing before you immediately say I'm wrong? I don't know. Star Wars fans are annoying sometimes. Anyway, it's time for another IARESMART tangent about Star Wars theory. Anyway, so this guy sucks. I think I've said that before. It's literally just like someone like, hey, the four most hated Star Wars movies are wonderful. And they're talking about the sequel trilogy and the prequel trilogy, right? Saying that, despite all the flaws in these movies, there are some really beautiful moments in them. And that's what they show in these screenshots. I'm like, yeah, I don't even like Episode 1 and 2, but I admit it has some great moments. And while I really like some things, like these are some of my favorite things about Episode 8 and 9, those are great things. So, you can highlight the good things. But then Star Wars theory, the guy who's like, oh, I want to unite Star Wars fans, the prequels get way too much hate and people hate them way too much. Anytime anyone says anything positive about sequel trilogy, he has to be like, oh, you're delusional. Why? This guy just sucks, and it's just so annoying. Like, why does he get so much attention when he is just so incredibly annoying? I understand that kind of stuff is going to get the most attention, but it's just, it annoys me so much. I thought the time travel was pretty ridiculous, but every Indiana Jones movie has some crazy magical stuff to it, so it doesn't bother me too much. It was just kind of silly. Overall, though, I really liked watching the movies, so it really annoyed me that everyone was saying it was absolute garbage, because it's not. It's just not as good as the originals. Yes, very much so. It's just, I don't know. Again, it wasn't the best movie. It was definitely disappointing, I would say. But everyone making it like, oh, it's the worst movie ever. It's like, geez, that's just sensational. They're just trying to get attention. I know that, but it's just annoying because it wasn't that bad. It really wasn't. But it was just kind of like, it could have been better, and that's what kind of sucks. It's like, I'll take it. Like, it's fine. It's a decent Indiana Jones movie. I'll take it. But it's just, I don't know, man. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one? A matter of debate, that is. Personally, I think it's just nice to see Harrison Ford doing what he does best one more time. Yeah, of course, Harrison Ford, really cool. I mean, he's just a good actor, and it's just great to see him do his thing. I mean, I think Indiana Jones, I think he said, that's his favorite character to play. So to see him do that one more time was just amazing. So I think that is more what surprised me, is, the movie it really did feel like it was made out of love for the original trilogy, and just Indiana Jones overall. I could definitely feel that. Well, I still think the movie was not that great. You really got the feel. You got the feel that people who were making this were enjoying the process. So, well, it definitely could have been better in some story stuff. It was still surprising to me that it felt good. It didn't feel lifeless. I was easily expecting it to just be some lifeless cash grab. That was my worst. That's what I was prepared for, but it wasn't. So I'm glad there was some heart put in the movie. Just, it didn't really work out that well. Does that make sense? I don't know if any of the words I say make sense. Please, make sense, guys, right? I'll always admire the sequels for trying to go for something new at the start, but at the end of the trilogy with Palpatine's sudden return, and gave another version of Dark Empire, which is more rushed and with very little Luke or Leia involvement. As for the prequels, well, cheesy dialogue will be cheesy, and memes aside, I'll never be fond of Jar Jar. Honestly, yeah. That is my main thing in the sequels. That's why I really, really like Episode 8, because despite its problems, it tries to be different. And that's why it's so great. It's fresh. And that's really nice, because you don't really get that in much other Star Wars stuff. And same with Andor. It's very new. It's different. Which is it's... I don't know, Star Wars can get very formulaic. So to show you can mix it up and still have it be Star Wars and have it work really well, that's what really gets me excited and makes me think that there is going to be more longevity in the Star Wars. Because after the prequels, it kind of seemed like, well, there's not really much more we can do here. We can keep trying to spit out this more Star Wars stuff, but it's never really going to feel the way the originals did. And, so the fact that we can get newer Star Wars stuff and have it work very well, like Episode 8, trying something different, Andor trying something different and working very, very well, that gives me hope for the future of Star Wars. How much is the mouse paying you to shill for this trash? Ooh, I haven't gotten one of these comments in a while. I've missed you guys. I've missed people calling me a shill. It's so nice. Genuinely, though, I do wish people paid me. It would be nice if Disney was paying me to say good things about their stuff, because they don't deserve it. They 100% don't. But I will say, I do like some things Disney has made. Like Indiana Jones. I enjoyed that movie. Was it great? Like I said, not great, but I'm not shilling for it, alright? They're not paying me to say nice things. I'd like it if they did, but they're not. So just, I don't know. I'm gonna say, if I like something, alright? I think that you can separate, you know, the stuff, right? You can separate, like, I can like this movie that Disney made, even if I don't like Disney, right? You can do that. Just because Disney made something. Why? Whatever. High points and low points. It still tickled my nostalgia, though. Also, IARESMART with that immaculate drip. Yeah, thank you for mentioning. I put that Indiana Jones together outfit all together. It was very good. All right, it was nice. It's also just fun to dress up for a movie. I gotta do that more often. Like dressing up for Indiana Jones. That was cool. Dressing up for Barbenheimer. I mean, I wanted to get a shirt. I was planning on it, but just seeing everyone else who got dressed up at the theater, that was super fun. So, I don't know. If you've never tried it, just dress up for a movie. It's fun to do. So, I don't know. Next time a Star Wars movie comes out, I'll get like a full cool Star Wars costume or something. I don't know. I mean, I already got the helmet, but like something else. I don't know. I want to wear a Star Wars costume the next time a Star Wars movie comes out. Whatever that is. Just if it happens, you know, every time they announce a new Star Wars movie, it's like, snap, we have to cancel this, guys, because whatever director we said, they just said they can't do it now. So, darn. Just You watch Star Wars movies for the plot and story. I watch Star Wars for the funny droids. We are not the same. Honestly, can we all be more like this guy? Like that's the thing. I've really just, like, in the last couple years, I've kind of realized I don't really care about, like, getting into all the Star Wars stuff. I like these movies because they're fun. That's the reason I like Star Wars. And it took me a while to realize that, because, like, when you become a Star Wars fan, like at the age I did, you know, in my teens, you watch all the videos, people like, here's all the lore about Star Wars, and here's, like, you know, how Anakin fell to the dark side, how Palpatine rose to power, all these videos you watch, and that's fun. That's definitely fun. But as I'm a bit older now, I'm just kind of like, the reason I like these movies is because they're just fun to watch, and because I love to quote them. So, I don't know. That's just kind of something I noticed. I mean, maybe it's different for you. That's fine. But the reason I enjoy Star Wars is just because it's entertaining. I don't need to get super into the minutia and everything. I don't know. I still do appreciate, like, good cinematography and storytelling. I don't want to, like, discredit saying I don't care about stuff. I do. I do care about good storytelling. But it's just, that's not as something that's as high a priority for Star Wars for me. Does that make sense? I don't know. Honestly, we're a fan base. Okay, I don't like the sequels, but I respect people that do. But people who disregard people's opinions just because they don't get the point of opinions. Honestly, yeah, can we have more people like this guy? Dang. Maybe Star Wars fans aren't so bad. Perhaps I treated you too harshly. You know, like, if we got more people like this, I think the Star Wars fan base has a chance of not being awful. It seems Darth Vias is getting more daring with the thumbnails. Yeah, I mean, I had the idea for that thumbnail, and I'm like, this is going to be so bad, and I'm going to hate it, but I need to do it. And it was a fun thumbnail. So, yeah. I mean, even like with the last video too, with the sex in Star Wars, we'll talk about that later. But it's just, I know what my audience is. I can see on the YouTube analytics. I was thinking, I thought like my audience would be younger. My audience is actually like mostly my age and older. That's like pretty much my audience. So, I don't know. I try to keep my videos kid friendly, but not like for kids, if that makes sense. Because I mean, I don't know. That's just me. I don't want to be like swearing and, you know, showing all this bad stuff in my videos. But I can talk about that stuff every once in a while. So, I don't know. Does that make sense? Do you get it? I think it makes sense. Part 2, please. Honestly, I should make a part 2. That Star Wars fan slander was very fun. It was very fun to do all those little crazy poses. It was just a fun video to make. So, that was a short I made. You can go watch it. It was cool. Do you guys like the shorts? I like making the shorts every once in a while. I've been kind of switching up and doing more like clips for my videos. I think that's a cool thing to do. So, I don't know. I've been having a lot of fun with that. He's going to have his own Tesla-class Star Destroyer. Honestly, that's pretty funny. Yeah, it really is weird, though. Like, I don't know why. Just, like, everyone just kind of saw the picture of Thrawn and was like, yeah, that's Elon Musk. It's like, I guess Lars Mikkelsen and Elon Musk kind of look alike, but not really. It's just, like, when he's blue, he just looks like Elon Musk. I don't know how it works, but I just think it's really funny. Everyone just collectively decided, yeah, Thrawn looks like Elon Musk. The space opera hootenanny just doesn't stop like that grind prime time. Yippee. Where does this man get all these words? I honestly, I'm familiar with the word hootenanny, but I genuinely don't think I've ever uttered that word before today. Like, hootenanny. When's the last time anyone said that besides us? Like, is this something people say regularly somewhere else? Like, hootenanny. What a weird word. How did you do Vader's voice? Well, you see,
You lower the pitch and add a little reverb.
so basically you kind of just talk like that, right? You just kind of talk down here like this, right? And then you pitch it down because there's a good chance your voice is not as deep as James Earl Jones. So pitch it down a bit until it sounds good, and then you just add a teeny bit of reverb. Not too much, so it sounds too echoey, but just a little bit, so it sounds kind of robotic. And that's it. That's how you do Darth Vader voice. It's pretty easy because it's not really as much as an impression as just audio editing. So I mean, you still do an impression, but it's a lot easier, I would say, to do than a Palpatine voice. A shame so many deleted scenes like this were cut from the original trilogy. They really show a different side to Vader-Palpatine's relationship dynamic. And excellent work, as usual, on the voices. Yeah, I agree. I know, right? Good point. Thank you, YouTube, for these auto-generated responses. They're very helpful, and I definitely use them. But yes, that was a fun video. I mean, I always like to do the Palpatine voice videos. They're just fun for me. But I love Steamed Hams. It's such a silly little video, and I love the creativity. I mean, it's not as big as a meme as it was back in like 2017, but when it was a big meme, dude, all you'd see was so many creative edits that people would make for Steamed Hams, and I just love to see it. Wow, it's the more than likely final episode of this, which makes it extra special, and IARESMART decides to let Turgle get one last moment in the spotlight too. I guess in the end, all men really do become friends. No, I'm not friends with Turgle. Right? Stop spreading these lies. But seriously though, like the Jedi Survivor series was fun, but like it's been out for like 2 months. That game came out like, when did that game come out? It's been like 2 months since that game came out. Has it been longer than that? Ah, jeez, man. Why is the time flying by so fast? We're already like halfway through 2023. Jeez, time just keeps slipping into the future. Huh, I guess they were right. Anyway, but it's just, I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, no, I'm not friends with Turgle. Still hate that guy. I know the game's been out for like a while, but I still hate him. Hate him so much. Honestly, up there with like my most hated Star Wars characters. Turgle's at the top. Han Solo looks so hot. And then slash J. What? I mean, I understand they're talking about Han Solo, but like, what is slash? I feel like someone told me what that meant before. I just forgot. Anyway, yeah, it was Harrison Ford's birthday this month. So, I made a little post. He turned 81. Like, holy crap. That guy is old. But I don't know. He's just really cool. Han Solo, Harrison Ford. What was this character's name in Blade Runner? I don't know. He was in Blade Runner. Yeah, that was cool. He's in a ton of movies. He's just a cool guy. Yeah, let's take a look at this. So, the Ahsoka show is coming up, right? And I made a poll just asking if people think it'll be good. Seems like 46% said yes, 18% said no, and 37% said maybe. I don't know. I'm in that last category where I'm like, maybe. I'm expecting it to be bad, but maybe it'll be good. So, I don't know. It's just kind of like, it's being made by the people who made Book of Boba Fett and Mandalorian Season 3 and Kenobi, I think. It's all that kind of category, whereas Andor was like a separate thing that really wasn't involved as much. So it's just kind of like, I don't, and it just also doesn't look good from the trailers. And also, I just don't like Rebels, so I don't know. I understand Rebels fans are like super hyped. And honestly, I'm happy for you guys. I'm not right there with you, though. I don't like Rebels. So, I don't know. Honestly, the little thing I do want to mention here, like, I feel like the Ahsoka show's really just going to, like, make or break Star Wars in general right now. Because we're kind of just at a point where it's, like, Ahsoka's really the only next thing we have. Like, I don't really know what's after Ahsoka for Star Wars, if we'll get much of anything at all. Because, like, Bob Iger said they're gonna tone it down with Disney Plus series, just in general. And also just in Star Wars, they're going to take more time, which could be a good thing, but also could just be a way of saying, hey, we're not going to make Star Wars for a while until we feel like it. So, I don't know. It's entirely possible Ahsoka might be the last Star Wars thing we get for a while, which could suck. So, I don't know. Day 2 of commenting to help the video in the algorithm. Yes, thank you for that. The funny thing about this comment, though, is I don't remember him doing a day 1, and he hasn't done a day 3. Or anything else. Like, obviously the Senate is a regular commenter on the channel, but he hasn't done any more days of commenting for the algorithm. So yeah, this is your friendly reminder. Comment, please. I'm literally begging you guys, please comment. I need to do more controversial videos, seriously, because the videos where I say controversial things get a ton of comments, people telling me I'm stupid, and then that in turn gets more views, which gets more people commenting me, telling I'm stupid. I need to be more, I gotta be like super controversial. I gotta have way more videos saying like the most controversial things. Like, guys, did you know Revenge of the Sith is a bad movie. I gotta do more stuff like that. That's gonna do numbers. Nice job on making actual hot takes. Most Star Wars hot takes are either extremely stupid or very obvious. These hit the sweet spot. I'd see this is pretty reasonable even if I don't agree with some of them. Thank you. Yes, I worked hard on this list. Alright, I think these are like some actual good hot takes. Yeah, I really do see a lot of hot takes that are just like, hot take, the prequels are good. And I'm like, number one, that's wrong. Number two, that's not a hot take. That's a popular opinion. So it's just, I don't know. But I think my hot take, I tried to make them more interesting. Like, I obviously could have just been like, hot take, I like episode 8. Hot take, I don't like the prequels. Like, those are like things I talk about regularly. But I tried to do some more obscure stuff that I wanted to talk about. So it was a fun video to do. Probably not a hot take, but I will always hate the Ewoks on some level for being the thing that somehow outwitted and overpowered the Empire on Endor. If Palpatine could see the future, you'd think he'd want to avoid the outcome where the space teddy bears fold all his troops like launchers. Honestly, yeah. It's been something that's bothered me for so long, because, I mean, the thing was, originally it was supposed to be Wookiees, which I think if they would have just went with that, that would have been way more sense. Like, if it had just been, like, actual, like, the Wookiee planet, and instead of these tiny little teddy bears that are, like, small Wookiees, if it had been, like, full-size Wookiees, it would have been, number one, more believable, and number two, just, it would have made more sense from a story point of view, I think. The thing is, they just were like, oh, let's have them be small little Ewoks, you know, they're going to be like small Wookiees, because they're more marketable. Which just sucks that they went with that, because it's just like, oh great, we can sell a bunch of little plush Ewok teddy bears now. Like, I mean, I get there's people who love them, sure, but it's just like, I don't know, it could have been so much better had they just went with what are they called? Wookiees. It would have made more sense. The whole reason that they was supposed to be like a small little tribe taking out the Empire was supposed to parallel Vietnam. That was the inspiration. I think it would have made more sense for them to be Wookiees rather than Ewoks. It would have been a better payoff. But no, the Empire is defeated by teddy bears. Because, yeah, honestly, that's like one of my least favorite things. But that's also just a big reason why I don't like Return of the Jedi that much. I still really enjoy it. It has like my favorite scene in Star Wars, which is Palpatine and Vader and Luke and all that. But it's just Ewoks, man. I hate Ewoks. It's so bad. We can now see Lord Vius in all his glory. Yes, the new camera. This is probably the best way to see it. I wanted to make a video because I knew when I got the camera, I didn't have a video recorded yet. So I was like, I'll just quick make a short video to show off the new camera before I make a full video, right? I thought that made sense. Because I was like, I want to tell people I got a new camera, and I just felt a short was the best way to do it. Because I'm not going to make a full video just to, hey, I have a new camera. So you're seeing the new camera now. The main thing is, I think it does 60 FPS now. I don't think my old camera did that, so you can see more frames, and that looks really good. And also the color is just a bit better. It's a bit clearer, so it's not that big of a difference if you're not like huge into cameras and stuff, but it's definitely noticeable, which is good. And it's just like, I don't know. That old camera, I think I got it for like $5 years and years. It was like the first camera I ever got. It was like years and years ago I got it. And I've still been using it because it just worked and that was good enough for me. But it was time to get an upgrade. So I don't know. Quick suggestion: now that you have a new webcam, you can invest in some new lighting for videos. Like, oh yeah, yes, I actually did want to talk about this. Sorry, like I got this. I actually do have a light here now. This is new. This wasn't here the last time. I put this up for the Barbenheimer review, and I had it face direct. It's actually off to the side now. It's tilted away from me, but it still is lighting me up. It's just because when I was making the Barbenheimer review, it was like on my face, which is annoying because it hurts my eyes, and it like goes through the lenses, and you can see my eyes and my glasses, and it just looks dumb, and it's very distracting from the videos. So to avoid that, I tilted it a bit more away. So I don't know. It's difficult to get good lighting in here. I don't know. I definitely could, buy a bunch of lights and a bunch of things and make it all look nice, but it's good enough for me. All right. I know it could be better, but it just works. And the main thing is I just don't want you to see my eyes. That's why I had that a couple times in some older videos where I was trying different lighting things. But I think for now, I think this is good. Like you can't see my eyes, right? I mean, you can kind of see them, but not as bad. So it's better, I think. I feel like Dave's projects have been declining in story quality. He might be getting a little power hungry because being praised for the fans of the first two Mandalorian seasons and the Clone Wars and cameos in most products. Very, very, very true, I would say. I'm not really power hungry like Outlaw Tatooine saying, but it just, I don't know. I feel like Dave Filoni is just a bit overhyped as of recently. Everyone's like praising him, like, oh, he needs to take over Star Wars. He needs to be the new. He's not that great. Like, he's still a cool guy, and he's a big Star Wars fan. It's great to see him working on Star Wars projects, but it's just there's a lot of people overhyping him. It's like, yeah, like we I don't know. I think Star Wars is great because we can have so many different people working on it. We got people working on the Acolyte series. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's coming sometime after Ahsoka. but it's just like, I don't know. I just do find it weird that, like, for all those series, like, they were all kind of, like, executive produced by Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. Like, The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, Kenobi, and now Ahsoka. It's like, can we get some other people? Like, it was great when we had the Andor series, and hopefully the Acolyte series will be good. So, I don't know. I want more stuff not from them. Because, like, for the past couple years, we've only had, like, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni Star Wars. And that's it. And it's cool, but it's like, can I have something else, please? I love how they keep it in the new movies. Yes, me too. This is an older video. The weird TIE Fighter window problem you probably didn't notice. Yeah, basically TIE Fighter windows look different from the inside and the outside. This is just a good video. It's an older one, but it was just a good video I made. And it's just a nice continuity detail you can see in the movies, where they kind of like, it was a mistake in the original Star Wars, and then they just kept it for fun. I think the Millennium Falcon also has the same issue. I could be wrong on that, but I think it has the same thing where it looks different from the inside and the outside. So it's just cool that errors are like sometimes like a continuing thing in Star Wars. Another example would be like the Stormtrooper who hits his head. Like, it was just a blooper in the original Star Wars that they left in, but then in special editions they added the bonk sound effect. So that's funny to me. So it's just part of the charm of Star Wars that I don't think you see as much anymore, because with that original trilogy they had tons of errors and stuff and mistakes in it, and then they just kept it because it was low budget. So I don't know. You don't get it as much with Star Wars because it's so big budget and such high production. You don't get errors like that. So I don't know. But it is nice that they still reference it every now and then. It's cool. Oppenheimer is such a good movie. No CGI as well. The story is very detailed. IMAX showings of the greatest. Yes, IMAX was so cool. I was kind of close to the front, so it looked a little distorted. I've seen like some pictures of what it looks like in the front row, where Oppenheimer's chin is just huge. It's very funny to me. So it wasn't as bad. I was a bit farther back, but it still did look a bit weird, and I was off to the side too. But still, though, it was a very cool movie. The whole no CGI thing is like, I wish more movies would do that. It's such a cool thing that they stuck to that. I don't know if it was like 100% no CGI. I think that's what they said. I could be mistaken though, because there's a few things where I'm like, is this CGI? Like, I'm pretty sure they use CGI here. I don't know. And so, but really, it is a very, very good movie. So again, if you haven't seen Oppenheimer, please. It's so good. You gotta go see it. If you can, because, well, it's rated R. But I think most of you are old enough to go see rated R movies, right? I'd say the greatest Jedi in the sense of the strongest. According to Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, he had the most potential, even more than Yoda as a child. But frankly, the harder he's hyped, the more silly his defeat to Obi-Wan seemed. But to be fair, I kind of feel the same about Palpatine's original death, despite him being such a monster in a fight. Yeah, it's just like, I still don't get that when people are like, oh, Anakin's the best. It's like, really? Like, in a fair 1v1 versus Obi-Wan, I would say that their fight was a fair 1v1, right? They were on pretty even ground. Anakin was at the height of his power. There is not a point in the Star Wars where Anakin is any more powerful than he was at that moment. Because after, you know, he gets his limb chopped off, he's weaker and he's all Vader and stuff, right? But, like, he's dark side, he's at his full potential, full force potential, whatever you want to say. And he still loses to Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan doesn't really have the upper hand besides the high ground, I guess. But, like, I would say it was a pretty fair 1v1, and Obi-Wan won, because he's a better Jedi, and because Anakin is way overhyped. So, I still don't get it where people say Anakin is so great. It's like, he's not. He really isn't. The duality of man, the two sides of IARESMART. Yeah, the more I think about it, I think it does kind of represent me, in a way, the Barbie and Oppenheimer, right? Because I have that, you know, kind of just like, dang, society, and I think I'm like, kind of like on dark, more mature type stuff. And at the same time, I also just love, woo, fun, yay, look at my Lego collection, woo, I like movies, and yay. So, I don't know. You know, I can appreciate both sides, you know? So, that's another thing why Barbenheimer just was such a cool concept to me. It's like, they're so far apart from each other, but, like, they just kind of come together because they're so far apart that they just work together so well. And I don't know what it is. I can't describe it, but I love it. I've heard you have to watch Oppenheimer first for Barbie to make sense. Well, yes. I think I mentioned in the review, definitely watch Oppenheimer first if you're going to watch them both on the same day like I did. I mean, watch them whenever you can, but just, I think Oppenheimer works to, I mean, some people are saying like, oh no, you got to give Oppenheimer time to let it sit. I think it was fun though, because Oppenheimer really just like leaves you depressed. So Barbie is, you know, it gets you up again. It's a palate cleanser or a chaser, are the things people are saying. So, I don't know, that worked best for me. I enjoyed it. And I still had time to think about both movies. They both really left a big impact on me. So, I don't know. Some people are saying like, oh, don't watch them on the same day. That's silly. You gotta let them both have their own time. But you can watch them on the same day and still enjoy them both. I think it's a great way to do it. Out of 10, how would you rate it? I don't really like ratings because it's kind of hard. Like I would give like the original Star Wars a 10 just because I love it so much. Well, I don't really think it's a, I don't know. That's why I don't really like 10 ratings, because like when you compare like movies, it doesn't always work. So, but still, if I had to rate them, I definitely give Oppenheimer a 9, almost like maybe a 10 if I'm feeling really good, because it was a very, very good movie. I had a few issues here and there, but really, really minor stuff that I just think it was a really, really good movie. And Barbie, an 8 or a 9, I think. Probably a 9 though, because it has the "I'm Just Ken" song, which I'm obsessed with. I'm so freaking obsessed with all the songs in this movie. It was so fun, especially the "I'm Just Ken." Like some of the other ones are just okay, but the music in that movie was just so fun. Everything about that movie is so fun. It was just great. I love the Barbie movie. So probably a 9. I'd give them both 9s, even though I think Oppenheimer's a better movie. But I'm gonna give them both 9s, even though I think Oppenheimer's better. See, that's why I don't like ratings. Like what though I would look at 9.5 and like an 8.5. I don't know. This picture is awesome. Yes, it is. It is a very funny picture. It's I forget exactly who the original artist is, but someone like drew that. It's supposed to be like that one album cover, but it's Barbie and Oppenheimer, and it works so well. It's so silly, and it's funny. So I really do like this picture. All right, see, here we have another example of someone saying Anakin is the GOAT. Get over it. And then I'm like, okay, but why? What makes him so great? Genuinely curious. Not trying to be mean, just genuinely asking, okay, please, give me a reason. Give me an actual reason why Anakin is the GOAT, other than just your personal bias. And he didn't. And it's like, why? Just answer me. Why is Anakin the GOAT? Will someone please tell me why Anakin is the greatest? Besides potential. Like, that's the only thing everyone's, oh, potential. What does that mean? What do you mean potential? He never got to that. Like, everyone's got potential. Like, sure. It's just so annoying. But I do like what this person said. The entire point of Star Wars is that Luke reached the potential that his father was never able to. Anakin is not the greatest of Jedi of all time, by far. That is a cool take. I've never really thought about it that way, but Luke reaching the potential that Anakin couldn't. That's cool. That makes sense. That I understand that. That's a good explanation. But just, oh, Anakin had the most potential. Okay, what did he do with it? Nothing. Barbie was such a dark, gritty, and serious movie. It was so nice of Oppenheimer right after for a more lighthearted and optimistic adventure. Yeah, it was so nice. But seriously though, I mean, the Barbenheimer review, it didn't get that many views. I was hoping. I don't know what I was expecting. I know I'm like a mainly Star Wars channel here, so I knew it was kind of taking a risk by talking about something that isn't Star Wars, but it's still movies and it's something I want to talk about. So I don't know. Maybe I'll branch out more. I'm kind of thinking like, what do I want to just do Star Wars on this channel? Because if I just do Star Wars, it's like what we've got Ahsoka coming out. Not really looking forward to that. Is that all I'm gonna make content on for the rest of the year? Is just Ahsoka? I don't know. So it's just I want to do other stuff. So I kind of want to do movies. I want to do games. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. Dave Filoni is overrated and gets way too much praise. Yes. I mean, I kind of talked about this, but he is very much overrated. He's still great. Not saying he's terrible. He's still very great, but is very much overrated. And then also someone saying Visions is the best Star Wars show. It is a very good show. I don't know if it's the best because I mean Andor. Visions is really great. I've come to appreciate it more after season 2 because it's just like they just gave people total creative control. Just do whatever. It's Star Wars, but you don't really have to follow rules. It's just kind of vaguely Star Wars, and it works very well. Which again is just I want more stuff like that from Star Wars. Can we have more, almost experimental kind of stuff where it's like it's Star Wars almost only in name. It's very cool. So I don't know. I want more stuff like that. Thanks. I don't think I'll ever sleep again. Yes, Jar Jarby. You have to see this image now because I had to see it. It's wonderful, isn't it? Just look at it. It's such a good image. So yeah, I did this poll asking what kind of content people want to see on this channel. What kind of content people are looking for. Because I want gaming videos and movie. That's like the main stuff I make here. It seemed most people, about 3/4 are here for movie stuff. And then about 1/4 said they want to see more gaming stuff. So it's kind of interesting because I want to make more gaming stuff on the channel. And I'm kind of figuring out how I want to do it. Because that stuff, like with the Jedi Survivor series, that was getting way more views and way more attention than the stuff I typically do, which is talking about movies. So and then this kind of showed me that the people who are going to respond to this poll are going to be like my regular viewers, the people who are watching stuff like this. So the people who regularly watch me are looking for more movie stuff, whereas more infrequent viewers who are going to watch every other video are going to be looking for more gaming stuff. So that's kind of what I got from this. And obviously there are people like, whatever this guy's name is, who said, I can't choose, I like both. Obviously, I recognize there's a lot of those people too. But I wanted to just see, I didn't want to have, I thought about having the option in the poll, but I just wanted to keep it just having 2 options, just so I get the most pure results. So, I don't know, I'm kind of trying to figure out, I want to do both. I think it's totally, I definitely could do both on the channel, but I'm also thinking, like, I don't know, maybe I could do, you know, have a channel just for, make a new channel just for, like, Star Wars Movie Talk, and have this turn into a gaming channel. But then I also don't want to lose a bunch of my initial audience, so, I don't know, maybe I make a gaming channel, but then I also might lose a bunch of people there. I don't know. It's kind of difficult. For now, I'm just going to stick on this channel and see how things go. You'll need a bodyguard at this rate if you keep being an independent thinker and resisting the Star Wars hive mind. It does kind of feel like that sometimes, where it's just like, but it is good to see there are a lot of other people who are just, you know, not just in the, oh, prequels are amazing, sequels are bad, because you see so much of that. It's very disheartening to just see that there's so much of that in the Star Wars fan base, just hive mind, really. Because again, like, it's totally fine if you have that opinion, but there's just such a hive mind in the Star Wars fan base, people who just regurgitate the same stuff and like, oh, Rey's so terrible, it gets really annoying. But it is also inspiring to see that it's not just me. There are plenty of other people who share, like, hey, I want to have my own opinions about Star Wars, and I don't care what everyone else thinks. That is great to see. So it does give me hope. Anyway, going in a completely different direction. There are midwifery droids seen at the end of Episode 3, as well as the hospital, so there probably is some form of abortion clinic. Yeah, I mean, I kind of figured, but still, I think these are questions that need to be asked in Star Wars. Do they exist? Probably. They probably do. This video is like one big intrusive thought from IARESMART. Oh boy, you have no idea. Dude, I've been sitting on this video idea for a while. I had like the script written and everything. I actually recorded it like probably a couple months ago. It's been a while since I recorded it once before, and I was like, nah, this video is terrible. It'll never do well, and just kind of scrapped it. But then I looked at it again, and I'm like, no, I think I could do this video pretty well. So I recorded it again. It worked out a lot better this time. So I ended up making it a full video. So yeah, it was just, I don't know. It was weird. I recognized it was weird, and it was a little uncomfortable, but I don't know. It was a fun video. Well, that was an interesting recommendation from the algorithm. Hey, new guy. Hey, welcome in. You're here now. You stuck. You can't leave. You're stuck here. You're stuck with us. It's not a cult. I swear it's not a cult, but you're stuck here. Haha. Anyway, that's good. Again, I kind of figured this video, especially with the thumbnail and all that stuff, it was gonna get views. I knew that. It was just a matter of, I wanted to also have something interesting to talk about. I didn't just want to clickbait. I wanted to have something actually interesting to talk about in that video. So, I don't know. I try not to clickbait, but also I try to use the tools that clickbaiters use. Does that make sense? I'm still kind of clickbaiting, but not really. Like, I want to still give you a substantial and entertaining video to watch. Just, because a lot of people will just do the bait and switch. They'll just, like, put a cool thumbnail in there, and then they'll just be like, oh, really boring video. I try to make some of that stuff is still interesting, but also kind of clickbait you, okay? This video has it all. The forbidden S word, can of worms, and a mention of all 7 forms of lightsaber combat. A strange combo at first glance. We have to remember that IARESMART is known for knowing things we cannot know. What a great comment to end this video on. It's just, wow, chef kiss. What a great comment, honestly. So yeah, that does sum up the new video pretty well. But anyway, that was the last one. That was the last comment. Reading comments, always a fun one to do. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed. I didn't feature all the comments, obviously, because there's a lot of them. But if you got featured, congrats to you. See you again in a month. Okay, bye.